month before, the elderly and young children can be especially vulnerable to extreme heat.
That's right. Now, there is no designated cooling center in La Crosse, and News 8 Now's Rob Romano spoke with officials about how you can keep the elderly safe.
Amy and Ken, the county health department recommends that people without air conditioning head over to the La Crosse County Public Library, the YMCA, and nearby community centers to keep cool. If you know of someone who may be struggling to stay cool, the health department urges you to check on them.
When the heat is like this, everyone needs a way to have a backup plan. How are they going to stay cool?
Tom Carpenter of Gundersen Health System has worked as an emergency medical professional for more than 40 years. He says the elderly are more at risk of falls amid the extreme heat.
You know, the heat can make them more prone to falling because they can get dehydrated and dizzy, fall down.
The La Crosse County Health Department says when it's dangerously hot, people should reach out to their elderly neighbors and loved ones.
Community members should check on elderly that they know. If they don't have air conditioning, invite them over for an hour or two just for a break.
According to the National Weather Service, from 2000 to 2020, there were 11 heat-related deaths recorded in the La Crosse area.
In fact, I admitted someone to the hospital last week for a severe heat stroke.
Dr. Benita Lynn at Mayo Clinic Health System says people of all ages need to be careful by staying hydrated before they get thirsty.
Just trying to keep up with fluids is the most important thing. Even young athletes are also prone to getting heat exhaustion or heat stroke. So it's especially important to start hydrating even before exercise.
Dr. Lynn says the elderly need to stay in the air conditioning as often as possible.
Older folks, they just can't regulate their body temperature as well as, young adults.
Meanwhile, Carpenter says medicines for blood pressure and other ailments could make the elderly more likely to faint.
When you take medicines that keep your heart slow or your blood pressure low, that doesn't compensate as well. And so at that point, they're usually instructed that, don't get up fast, even on a normal day. And so if you're a little bit dehydrated, it's just going to make you more prone to maybe passing out.
According to the nonprofit Climate Central, more than 80% of the estimated 12,000 people who die of heat-related illnesses in the U.S. every year are over age 60. In La Crosse, Rob Romano, News 8 Now. And the La Crosse County Health Department says people should avoid caffeine and alcohol amid the excessive heat because they tend to dehydrate people. The department also says confusion, feeling nauseous, or very profuse sweating are often symptoms of heat exhaustion. Amy and Ken, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rob. In addition to the elderly, of course, we need to pay special attention, according to experts, to young kids.
Yeah, Consumer Reports says heat stroke is the leading cause of death in vehicles among those age 14 and younger.